Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and today we're going to be making this cute little 5-minute gift bag box from 6x6 paper, and this is from the Created the Auto Way, and you can see her information here on the screen. We're going to be making this little bitty box. Now, she did her video, which I will link below, on a 6x6 paper, and of course she hand cut everything and hand scored everything. I've set it up to work on the Cricut in Design Space, so you don't have to do all that hand cutting and measuring. And the good thing about the Cricut is you can easily resize everything, and I'm going to show you that too. So let's switch over to Design Space. Alright, here's Design Space file. I've just named it what she named it. I've got my initials in front because I did recreate it, I should say, for Design Space with her measurements for everybody. But this is the box, and I did make a cute little sample out of paper in this 6x6 size, and it is small. You really can't get much in it. Let's go to the work surface really quickly here, so you can see what I'm talking about. Alright, so it's tiny. And this is just paper. It's some scrap paper I had. I wanted to test the design before I used some good cardstock. And you can see, I don't have any closures on it yet, but you can see it's pretty tiny. This measures, the base is 2 by 2. So if you open it up, and you can see there's a little room in there for some candies, little treats. I'm doing these, making these for Christmas, but you could also do these for any holiday. Easter might be cute. Easter candies, Mother's Day, or maybe you want to get, I was going to say engaged, but usually the girls are the crafters and they do the proposing. Now, that's not always true. Just in my experience, it's normally true. But they would make, if you know somebody, maybe you've got a brother or something who's planning on getting married and asking his girlfriend to marry him, you could make the most cutest little ring box, and she would never know that a ring was going to be in there. Put a little bit of fluff in the bottom, put the ring on top. Would be adorable. And the way, if you watch the video Created by Auto Way, you'll see that she puts a real cute little flower on the front of this. I'm not going to do that because I'm making Christmas, although you could use poinsettia. But I've actually got some die cuts here, or not die cuts, print thin cuts left over from some of my previous stuff that I'll probably put on there. Not this particular one, but on the paper that I'm using, and I just think those would be cute, and I want to use them up. So what I did was, let's switch back over to Design Space here, and I did resize this. So all you have to do is, you can either resize both at the same time, but then you're going to have to do it a couple times to get it the size you want, or actually you don't. I'm going to show you. I just figured this out. I'm going to change the color on this one just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to make this just a darker blue. I'm going to lay it over. I'm going to bring it to the, oh my goodness, everything's coming apart. All right, I'm going to group all of that. It should already be grouped. It's attached, okay. I'm going to bring it to the front. Slide it here in the center just so you can see it. And then I'm going to select both pieces, and I'm going to change this, the largest piece, which is what our measurements show up here, 6x6, and I'm going to make it 10.5, or actually 11.5, because that's the largest square size you could use with your mats and still be square. So now you can see we've got a bigger box, and you've got your closure, your circle closure that she creates the tab out of. The only thing I really did differently on mine was I did include these partial score lines here on the side where the box, she kind of pushes it in with her fingers, and you could certainly do that, but I felt like the score line might just make that a little bit easier. So I've got one cut out here that was the 11.5 inches, And we're going to fold it up and put it together so you can see what it should look like and how easy the little paper one folded up really nicely. So let's go back to the work surface, and I'll move some of these out of the way. Maybe if I can get them picked up. There, the little gnomes. All right, so we're going to slide our template out of the way here. This is the circle closure, and I'm trying to find the score line on there. It is really hard to see on this patterned paper. Oh, there it is. So I'm just pressing that closed, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You can see I'm a little off with my fold, but maybe if I burnish it, it's a little better. But you're not going to see that because that's going to be on the back. So the back of my paper was directional, which wasn't ideal. But what I'm going to do is, if I glue this bottom part here, then when you flip the top open, you'll see the trees are lined up right. So that's kind of what I was going for there. Now, this piece of paper works either way, except for this down here. I'm still working on that paper pad, guys. I've been working on it for 3 or 4 years now. But I'm going to get rid of it here. So there's a couple ways I could do this. This is going to be upside down no matter what, so I'm going to put it on the inside toward the front because I think that's less likely to be visible. And now all I'm going to do is I'm really just going to fold these score lines just kind of trying to go slow because you know sometimes cardstock wants to crack on you a little bit. So just give that a nice easy burnish there, not too much pressure. Do the same on this side, and you're basically going to do the same on all 4 sides. Actually, I wanted that on the outside, but it's just not going to look right. So it's going to have to go on. I like this blue. I wanted it on the outside, but it's going to have to be these snowflakes. Unless I put something over that, which I could do. We'll see. Maybe. Okay, now I'm thinking. Do y'all watch Jennifer McGuire? You probably do. I love Jennifer McGuire. I can so totally relate to her in so many ways other than the talent portion. She's way more talented than I am, but her little idiosyncrasies or personality quirks or whatever, I totally get her. But anyway, she likes to say, oh, this is Jennifer overthinking, so this is Jennifer overthinking. But that's how you kind of come up with some of your best stuff is, you know, you're just always kind of, your mind isn't idle. It's always looking to improve or change or something. If you haven't, if you're the person who has never seen Jennifer McGuire, you should check her out. Even though this isn't one of her projects, this is somebody else's project. She makes beautiful cards. She's got a really lovely style. She's always offering discounts to the people that she represents when she's making her cards. And she's just got a real positive nature and personality. I just adore her. I think we could be totally good friends if she didn't already have a plethora of good friends and we lived anywhere near each other. But that could just be me being me. All right, so now I'm going to crease these, fold these score marks here in the corner, and if you just kind of push them in and get them going, they kind of just lend themselves to being scored really easily. And I'm just doing it with my fingers. Again, pull these two up, push that in. And when I bring these edges together over here, it just kind of lends itself. You probably wouldn't even need the score marks, but I do think with cardstock it's pretty important because Again, you don't want your paper cracking on the seams here. I say seams because I sew also. What else would you call these? I guess your score lines. Yeah, you're probably here. I didn't realize it till just now. I probably do that all the time where I use terminology that's meant for a different craft with this one. And that's okay. I think most of you probably know what I mean. I just realized I do that, so I found that kind of interesting. Okay, so we've got those all scored. Now, the score lines that are here on the sides, I am not going to actually score those. If I don't need to, I'm just going to kind of push everything together. And I did cut the corner off here a little bit. I was, oh no, that just isn't scored in the right place. What did I do? Yeah, that's just not scored in the right place. Okay, let's fix that before we go any further. But you will notice this little bitty nip here. My paper pad had these circles at the top, you know, the cutouts for the retailers to hang those up. And so I didn't get it quite lined up right. So then it should, everything, once we get it all put together, should have a pretty good size little box. So this one's going to measure, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, almost 4 inches. So it's almost twice the size. So before I go any further, let's put this, which doesn't really go with that. But if I do it this way, well, you won't really see the back of the box. So I guess it doesn't matter, because I do like that better on the front. Okay, so let's glue this down. See where my score line is here, and I'm just going to put, now you could use tape if you'd rather, if that's quicker and easier for you. Seems like my nozzle's a little clogged up again, but I just like glue. Tape's kind of expensive, and by tape I mean the double-sided tape. Glue's definitely the least expensive, although not all glues are created equal in quality or price, let me just say that. Okay, I'm trying to get that centered. Push it up on there good. There we go. And we'll just burnish that really well. Okay, so now we've got our flap on there. Got glue on my fingers. So we're going to pull all this back up together. I probably should let that glue dry a little bit longer, but and then as you, well, maybe I am going to score that a little bit, or crease that score, just because I think it'll work better. Of course, that's easier said than done. Just give it a little bitty fold. I don't know. I don't think that did much. We'll see. So then we're going to pull all of our sides up. We're going to pull our tops together, and then you've got your little flap to close it. Now this is a considerably bigger box. You will get a lot more candy or a much bigger engagement ring, and by big I mean huge. But yeah, isn't that cute? So I don't know, my little cutouts might be, or my little printing cuts are probably too small for this. I might have to put something else on there or make something else for it. Yeah, I don't know if any of mine are big enough, except maybe the candy cane, but I don't like it because it's more traditional. You know, maybe I'll just use this. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll use the sentiment Merry Christmas on there. put that like that. There you go. How cute is that? So you could put teachers' gifts in here. Knock that on the floor. I like to give stuff to my doctor's office. Usually we give them the Lindor truffles. I buy them in bulk at the holidays from Lindt Chocolate, and you can get them a lot cheaper that way than buying them by the little bitty bag at Walmart or the drugstore. Hold on just a moment. Had to pick that up off the floor. So somewhere over here I have some Velcro dots. Oh, there they are. I don't know if I can reach them. They seem to be stuck to something else. Okay, what's going on? Okay, well, we can work with this. So anyway, these are just the Velcro dots. I probably got them from Walmart, to be honest. And what we're going to do is we're going to put one on the back, or the flap. So I'm just going to take one off and position it right about there. And then I'm going to take one of the softer sides. I can't remember which one's hook and which one's eye. Isn't that what it's called, hook and eye? And this is probably the eye. The other one's kind of rough like a hook. I'm going to put it right on top of that. I'm going to pull everything up together again. Make sure it's pinched together nicely and push that down. I just want to get that, I could have put some glue on that even. I just want to get that self-sticking Velcro dot to stick nicely. Aha! And there you go. You got your box. I do wish that had scored better, just because I feel like I kind of messed it up. It's not as pretty. Okay. I was reminiscing about one of my old friends today, and she thought I had a really southern accent apparently. So that's where the purdy came from. I don't normally say that, but come on. I feel like something's getting hung up here. What am I doing wrong? Okay. Give that a pinch. And there you go. So, a nice big box. So anyway, you go from this nice little 2x2, which honestly this paper folds up really nicely. If you're not going to put anything super heavy in here, I think you could use paper, especially if you're going with the little bitty one. Because by the time you get it folded, it's pretty sturdy. I mean, if you're just going to put little candies or something in there, something lightweight, it's going to hold it. And I think it will hold one of those Lindor chocolates. Hold on, let me go find out. Alright, I also realized on my way to grab this lovely chocolate that it's hook and eye, or hook and loop tape, not hook and eye. Eye is again one of my sewing terms. So if you just put that right down in the center, pull everything up. Oh, looky there. It fits one chocolate nicely. I'm sure you could probably get a bunch of peppermints in there. Yeah. So last year we gave these to my doctor's office. We'll do that again this year. They seem to enjoy them. I had bigger selection last year, but I've got my favorites this year, which, if you like these chocolates, these truffles, this is the blood orange. Let me see if I can get that up there. There we go. Now, I'm not a employee of Lindt or Lindor, but these, if you love orange chocolate, oh my goodness, these are the bomb. I also like their salted caramel. Hubby doesn't like those, so I don't have to worry about those, but they've got cheesecake, they've got mint. Oh my gosh, they got flavors that you can get online that you cannot get in the stores. So I'll link the website below if anybody's interested. If you're not, that's okay. So anyway, I'm going to have to recreate something for the front of this. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to put this on there. I forgot already. But it feels like it needs a little bit more color. So I wonder if I should ink the edges or... I don't know. You could also wrap a ribbon under and through and over the top and loop it. I don't think the ribbon I have here is long enough, but let's see. One piece might be. So let's kind of find the center. Let's pull this back together. It's like, and we'll pull this up under here and close our, there you go. Well, you might want a ribbon with a little less width to it, but this will work. So you could decorate it with a nice little bow this way. You might want a nicer bow than I've created, but yeah. Or it kind of makes a little handle, but again, you might want a slightly thinner ribbon. I don't know. The other thing you could do is like, well, just put a little knot in it at the end, and it creates a little handle strap on it. The other thing you could do, since it is Christmas, you could just put a regular bow, you know, the kind you buy from the store in the big bag. You just put a regular bow right there. Or you can make one out of your cardstock, especially if you're using your Cricut. So there you go, guys. This is the, what did I call this? 5-minute gift bag box from 6x6 paper from Created by Ottaway. And I just think it's really cute. I'm going to make a bunch of these because I do have some people that I want to give some stuff to. And I think these are cute. Now you could also use magnets, but I don't think I would because most people are just going to toss these. But you could if you wanted to. I'm just kind of pinching those corners in a little bit to give it a little bit more of the right shape. And I'm thinking maybe I'd even want to cut this top a little bit bigger so it hangs over a little bit more. You could do that as well, since it's kind of giving me a hard time here. There we go. Alright, I'll quit playing with it, but yeah, look at that. So cute. Where'd the little one go? Right here. And again, this one is just out of scrapbook paper, which was from Hobby Lobby. You can probably still get this. So, very cute. Very easy to make. You could whip tons of these out. And nothing flat. And you could decorate them however you want. So, there you go. I think that's adorable. Alright guys, well this was a quick one hopefully, and until next time. Oh, listen, if you haven't seen it yet, you probably have maybe, we've reached 1,000 subscribers. That was my big goal, was to see if I could get to 1,000. If my content would be interesting enough to at least 1,000 people. And 1,000 of you have said yes, it is. So thank you again in person. I can't tell you what it means to me. I'm going to keep on going. Also, on a different note, I have created some holiday gift tags. In case you didn't see my thank you video, I just want to say that I live in Arkansas. I don't think it's a secret. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it at least a dozen times. And Arkansas is either the poorest or the second poorest state in the country. I think we go back and forth between us and Mississippi. And right now, times are really tough here in the U.S., tough for a lot of people. My husband and I are pretty fortunate that we're just kind of treading water, I guess. You know, we're holding our own, but I can see the effects of this economy on most of the people around me. And people are going hungry. Food banks are struggling to keep enough stock. And not just food, toiletries. Kids are going hungry. So if you're able to reach out and help somebody this year, please do, because I can tell you it is appreciated. I was one of those people back in 1975 when my father got sick, and I can tell you that I have never forgotten the generosity of others, the kindness and compassion that was shown to my family during that time, and I was just a child, so it does stick with you. But back to my fundraiser, I'm selling sheets of gift tags. There, you can pull them in. The video I did a couple days ago shows you how to pull them into Design Space and print and cut them. You could cut them by hand. Some of them are relatively easy because they're all straight edges. Not all of them, but the ones that have straight edges are easy to cut. But I'm selling them for $1 a sheet on Ko-Fi, and my Ko-Fi link is also below in the comments. And every penny that we make from the sales of those, whether it's $1 or $1,000, which is my goal because of the 1,000 subscribers, is going to go to our local charities. Some of it, we have a women's shelter here. Most of those across the state have had to close down because of funding. We have a number of different food banks that all need assistance. And we have families who could use a little bit of extra love during the holidays. So some of the groups that I work with are very actively involved in that stuff. And so every penny that we make is going to go to those charities. Now, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's $1 or $1,000. I'm hoping it's closer to the 1,000 because $1 only goes so far, even at the dollar store nowadays. But every little bit helps, and I appreciate those of you who can or feel inclined or compelled to help out. And I know that the people who benefit from it will appreciate you also. So with that, I'm going to send you out the biggest hug ever and a thank you. And I hope you all have a blessed holiday season. I've got more to come. I'm not saying goodbye. I'm just, trying to cover all my bases. And I just want to say thank you again for all the love you've shown me, the kindness. I appreciate it more than you'll ever know. And I hope you make these gift boxes, because I think this is the right time of year. You can make these, especially if you're going to be doing craft shows and stuff. You could put all kinds of little goodies in there. I'm sure you could even put make them like fortune cookies and put little fortunes in them. Not the cookie, just the fortune. That could be kind of fun too. Anyway, I digress. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to say thank you again with all the love that I can muster. And until next time, happy crafting.